And we're live, 8:04 here on the East Coast. Hi. Pause the music. Hey, good evening. It's the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show at Tuesday nights at 8. We do news and Agile stuff and technology. Talk about Agile jobs and postings and see if there's any changes to what's going on out there. Something different from your typical, what is Scrum? What is Agile? How do we do this? Who's a PO? Scrum sucks. Kanban's awesome. Agile's dead. Who knows? But these are job postings. We're going to go through that. So this is our Tuesday night program here on the 5 a.m. Master Scrum Show, where we talk about technical jobs, mostly related to Agile. We look at tech companies that are out there. I have an Agilist list on Twitter. We kind of browse through what everyone's talking about. And today I want to do another thing. I'm trying to find a good tech news outlet. So if anybody has any recommendations, feel free to send them my way and we'll add them to the show. Right now, I'm just going to do a Google search on tech news and see what the news says. But lately I noticed it's not the best in the world. So we'll see how that goes. So let's dive right into it, shall we? I'm going to get my comments. Hey, Jennifer's on. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the show. Okay. I want to turn that one display on. Turn me on. And there's little old me in the corner. Sweet. We are rocking and rolling here. And with this. So I'm going to change it up a little bit. I did do a thing with the banners. I'm going to do that again today. So I'm not going to read every stock in every place, but I am going to kind of let the stocks roll. The first one we're going to go through is the job market for the United States for an Agile ways. As of today, there's a little delta in the board, and that's the difference between last week and this week. Again, it's a rolling average over a month. So I go in LinkedIn, I say, okay, in the United States, Agile business analyst, how many job postings have been there for the past month? And by the way, we have a bubbles here. She just gravitates when I turn this thing on. She knows exactly what's going on. Agile business analyst went down by 547, not a big hit. Scrum Master went down 6,000 job postings in the United States since the last time, down to 8, but there's still 83,000 job postings out there. So we got a good ways to go. Scrum Master remote actually went up a little bit. Kind of surprised. Product owner, Agile, all the product owners, Agile project managers, all trended down just a tad bit. Project manager went down 12,000 postings, which I'm kind of surprised, but it's getting to post-government hiring things. So we'll see how that goes. They're at 189,000. So there's 189,000 jobs out there for a project manager here. Good news for myself. Enterprise coach over the United States went up 394. So it's good. Agile coach, that went up also. And again, as we talk about this, here's an interesting combination on this number here. Agile remote was 63,000. It went down by 2,200 in this last week or so since last week. But Agile went up 13,000. It's at 445,792 positions. I'm really saying if you are thinking about taking an Agile class and you're in tech, you're a coder, you're a tester, whatever, project manager, definitely take an Agile class. Get a cert for an Agile. Yes, I teach a class. I haven't taught a class in a while. I have friends I'm going to be teaching classes at some point, but I encourage everyone to do that to get your resume all beefed up. So that's pretty good. So what's basically saying is that the remote Agile jobs went down, but the overall Agile positions actually went up even more than that if you think about it. So interesting. Okay, so let's look at European Union. So now this is the European Union's numbers. So that Agile business analysts actually went up a little bit, up 229 since last week. Business analysts went up 161. It's pretty much stable. Scrum Master went down a little bit. Everything kind of went down. Now, a big hit was product owner Agile went down 1,000. Hi, Bubbles. There's a tail. Scrum Master went down a little bit. Product own. Now, again, Agile product owner went up 515. So again, this is why I talk about you gotta put in both when you go searching and try different avenues, because you might see a job post up where one didn't post up before. The remote job pretty much stable. Project manager in the EU went down. That went down also. Enterprise coach. Agile remote went up a little bit, but Agile as a whole went down 11,000. But again, in EU, 230,318 jobs, right? So pretty good. All right, let's look. Let's look at Philadelphia, my town that I live in. This is the Greater Philadelphia. Again, put in Greater Philadelphia in the search in LinkedIn, see what comes up. Agile business analyst went down a tad bit. Business analyst went down 600. So interesting. So why not put the Agile aspect of it and get both type of jobs? Scrum Master, pretty stable. Still at 7,000 positions for Scrum Master. Now, again, think about this. This is just the city of Philadelphia. 7,000 open slots for Scrum Master have been posted within the past month. And it's not the same posting. Now, maybe more one company posting as a contract job for something, yes. But it's definitely 7,000 postings. And remote went up 57. There's, from a remote perspective, there's still 5,227. I don't think anybody likes to commute here in Philadelphia. So I wonder if that has anything to do with the remote postings. Agile project manager, that's pretty much the same. That went down 120. Everything's down a little bit. Enterprise coach went up by 16. Cool. 16 new jobs. That's always a whoo for me. Agile, again, 46,000 job postings in the last month here in Philadelphia alone that had Agile in it. When people say, oh, I don't want to study Agile, I'm like, why you eliminate a market possibility for a new job? Everybody wants that perfect job. So let's look at certifications. So now certifications, I just look at the United States. I don't go through each area because it's a lot. So we just look at certifications across the whole country. CSM, that's the Scrum Alliance one. That is up by 1,100 postings. So 13,800 went CSM. PSM, pretty much stable. 31 new jobs since last time. Safe Agile, that went up. Okay. So Safe Agile went up to 11,000, up by 391. Less Agile went down a little bit. Kanban. Now, I brought this up a few times. I have a Kanban cert. There's all kinds of Kanban. Someone mentioned some way of doing Kanban the other day. And I'm like, what? It's like, well, there's 7 ceremonies in Kanban. I'm like, who told you that? So it's very interesting. There's stuff out there. Might be good to understand a little bit different varieties of Kanban, because apparently there's so many flavors out there now. But there's 17,000 jobs that talk Kanban. Kanban is not a normal thing. So you can't really confuse Kanban with CSM or some other cert. It's Kanban. So be honest with you, if I was a tech, I'd get a Kanban cert just to get the cert. Just say I know Kanban, practice Kanban. Well, can't hurt. SPC Agile, pretty stable. PMI ACP went up 100. There's 1,200 that says PMI ACP. So everyone asked me, should I get the ACP? You know, honestly, I would get a Kanban cert or a CSM or a safe type cert before I would get an ACP. If you already have the PMP, then it makes sense. Look at PMP. It went up 16,000 this month. It's at 360. So there's 360,000 job postings over the past month that had a PMP in it. Man, that's crazy, right? I got some graphics over here. Should we look at the graphics? I don't know. I don't know if the graphics really tell you anything. They're pretty. Got pretty colors, right? All right, so let's go. We got some comments that I haven't looked. Hey, Jennifer, what she got? How to get a Scrum Master jobs in top 5 IT companies. Apply. um, a lot of that, Jennifer. A lot. I'll put a post, but if I post it in here, it won't get in there. But I will post it on LinkedIn later. But Jennifer, the best way to get into these large IT firms is first find a contracting company that, because they do a lot of contract to hire. The big IT firms don't necessarily hire direct. Some do. They say they do. But the best way to get in is one of those contract to hire jobs, and they may roll you into that position in IT. Does that help you, Jennifer? That's how I've gotten to the top IT companies. Or I want to say top Fortune 5 companies is mostly been contract work. Then they usually hire me on anyhow, and then we see how it goes. But that's how it usually goes. So I hope that helps you, Jennifer. I want to say look into contract jobs. Did it work? Here we go. All right, Jennifer, you're welcome, Jennifer. Okay, so I want to jump over. I want to look at the week. I did the weekly graphs, and this is kind of interesting. This is Philly tracking down this job right here. What is this one? Come on, give me a changer. What is it? That is Agile Remote. So it's coming down a little bit. What went up? Project managers trending up a little bit. Everything else pretty stable. There was this one here. Agile project managers really trended down since we started tracking back in August. Oh, by the way, this is our 10th episode of this show. It's kind of interesting. So we'll see how this goes over the next year or so. It's our 10th time. Let me scroll this over a little bit since I'm in the graphic here. We had a spike up there in August, and this was for a project manager. Again, it's coming down. Again, it's kind of like I said, there is a spike in position openings around August in the federal government. I bet you this is what that is. It'll be interesting to see how this does this in January. There's this one. This one went up. This is business analyst. So business analyst United States has gone up. Overall, in the bit, Agile project manager again has gone down across the United States, and everything else is kind of trending down since the last time. So you can see these trend lines. And then this is the EU. Okay, so if you're in the European Union, we got some good news for project managers. Looks like it's stabilizing, going back up, so that's good. Agile project managers are still going down. What's this blue one? Blue one. Agile remote went up a little bit, trending up a little bit. Didn't do these, but these are going up a little bit. Some of them are trending up. Again, Scrum Master's trending down a little bit since we did. Not very much. But if you're a project manager in the EU, you might be in a good spot. Looks like people are starting to hire. I wonder what the hiring cycle is over there in the UK or European Union. Okay, so let's jump over to tech. We're going to do tech news. But let's look at the stock market. So we're going to look at stocks and everything. Again, if anybody has a question, feel free to comment. I will see Facebook because we're on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn under my account because I have over 12,000 connections. So I figured I'd just use mine, and I'll put a share link over in the corporate once we're done. And see how that goes. So Altition. And we got daily. So it's down 0.26. But let's see if there's any news. 11 hours ago, despite currently being unprofitable, has delivered a 606% return to shareholders over 5 years, even though it's not profitable. How do you get that? I don't know. That's pretty good. The 5 days. 5 days has been down by 6% for Altition. Again, they make Trello, make Confluence, a bunch of other programs. Not much news, just stock information, but nothing really techie news. Let's close that one. So let's look at Microsoft. Like good old Microsoft, right? Windows 11 PCs getting a ton of updates, including live captions, gaming upgrades. Okay. Rolling out Windows 11 update with video editor. Looks like 11. So we're going to probably do a lot of updates. Today's down 0.85 over past 5 days, down 4.3. Let's see. Amazon. Everybody wants to do AWS. Might not be a bad thing to get a side cert in. Everybody wants to say, how do you do Agile in AWS? Same way you do Agile everywhere. 5 days down. It's down a little bit. Went down a little today. Tomorrow we'll see what it really does. So it'll be interesting to see how the stocks compare next week and how everything's going. And then go to Amazon. Monday Night Football. Record crowd. Everybody wants entertainment. Broadcom. Maker rally. Lots of chips. Same 3 days ago. Should know Broadcom. Stock underperforms. Nothing. VMware is always, that's 2 weeks ago. We've been seeing that. There's nothing really newsworthy in this group. 5 days. It's a lot better than the other stocks, only down 2.7. So it's faring better in this market right now. Apple went up. Yay. Oh, by the way, I do have a couple of shares. Actually, I don't. My wife has Apple shares. So just a disclaimer. But a lot of developers like using their Apples like their Macs, right? iPads. My kids love their iPads. Up 1.4 the past 5 days. So they're up better than everybody else. iPhone camera shake issue, maybe software fix. Okay. Well, that's good. Say, look, we can do software to fix our hardware problems. Perfect. Anything else here? We got Alphabet. Oh, Google. Risk might surprise Alphabet. Of Google, Alphabet. A stock underperforms. Every stock's underperforming. I'm like, I don't think that's really news in this world. Let's say down. It's only down 3.29, so it's not as down as far as some of the other stocks go. Comcast, local company. Again, I worked there before. Did a lot of interesting things. Let's see. One day ago, Comcast Friday ATT settled piracy suits. Oh boy, that sounds good. Okay. Disney versus Comcast is a battle brewing over the value who should owe. Oh, interesting. All right, let's see. Over the past 5 days, pretty much up and down, but it's pretty less damage than the rest of the other ones. So they're doing better. And we'll check Zoom because I do a lot of Zoom meetings, and I'm setting up that stuff very shortly. I promise you, we're going to do the meetups. We're going to do some masterminding activities. I'm going to be doing more coaching and offer some programs to people. Just let you know that's coming. Zoom, trending stocks. Eric Warner's taking Zoom beyond video meetings. Okay. A hit by brief outage. That was 5 days ago. So it went down 5 days ago, 1.5, down 2.47. So it's not too bad. All right. So we're done with the stocks. We're going into Twitter here. Twitter, tweet. So the Agilist page. So I have a listing. Hey, if you really think you got some recommended things to be added to the Agilist page, just do me an @ on Twitter or at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. You can see. You can't kind of see because it's kind of blocked off. Let's see. Can I bring it up? No, it's below it. But if you do at 5 a.m. Mester Scrum, you can send me a message and say, hey, I really think this would be a good person to add to your Agilist feed. I'd be more than happy to. Right now, I think it's following. I don't know how many people I got on this list, but it's in there. So let's see what we got today. Al Shalloway, what's he got? Often hear from Scrum proponents that Scrum is it's just a tool and you can't blame it. Well, I just put together a big fan that had poor instructions. Yes, I made the mistake, but I do blame the poor instructions. It's true. People teach at Scrum wrong. It's, poor instructions. Here we go. Steve Denning. Agile is a mindset from Scott Ambler. Uncle Bob Martin. With the DM feature finished, I have been able to chew away at the to-do list for more speech coming on nicely. Okay, is that an ad? Nope, it's part of my list. Uncle Bob Martin's got some. Alan, hold up. Okay. Also, where is tracking mentioned in the manifesto? Oh boy. Worst possible way to onboard somebody is by plonking a stack of virtual onboarding material on their desk. Oh, plunking. Walking away with have at it message sent. We are not real community, couldn't care less, but instead have a conversation or two or three. I would even say if I would go further than that. I'm gonna like it. I would say even that I would put a story in there where you have team members actually work with them through the sprint and work with your new onboarding people. I don't know why more teams don't do that. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I would just go right to the point. Just put a story in for onboarding new people. Rather than how everyone does it wrong, do it right. And I'm going to be doing October, did I say the 19th? When is it? IABA Philadelphia. And we're going to do our $1 million team. And in there, Hermosi, I talk about her. She is really on the ball. And let me make sure I know when it is. It's going to be October 19th. Yep, October 19th, 5 p.m. Around that time, Eastern Standard Time here in Philadelphia. It's going to be an actual in-person event, but it's going to be virtual too. I will send links when it comes up. And in there, I talk about she talks about how onboarding should be. I totally agree with her. Let's see. Compassionate legal. Let's say Agile Trailblazers, helping to manage teams in theory and actually practice. Tips to become a compassionate leader. Be self-compassionate. Master art of active listening. Know your triggers. I like number 3. Okay, I'm gonna know your triggers. I have that with my kids. Gotta know my triggers. Okay, you're pushing my buttons. Okay, dad joke warning. Did you know that on the Canary Island, there isn't a single canary? And it's the same thing for the Virgin Island. Okay, we won't go there. That's an old bad dad joke with the Scott. That's good. None of the above should be an option. If it wins, they need to redo the different. Okay, I don't want to go election stuff. I just want to talk Agile. Here we go. Melissa Perry. She's doing Tim Auditor. Is your organ psychologically safe? Learn more. She's product thinking. She's got a podcast out there. What's like that? I'm going to retweet it. I always like to share education stuff. Anybody has seen Tara Scott's work? Be good. Share with us. Be cool. Anyway, anyone can go in here, administrative test, step in the testing time machine. It's 1885. What does a tester look like? I don't know. That could be bad. I'm not going to go there. There you go. Minions. Can't go wrong. Minions. Anyway, you can search around. Don't want to go through that whole thing. I'm going to change the banner. Let's go back to this one. United States job looking banner. Okay. So we did that. So we went through the Agile and Twitter. I did a quick little Google search, tech news, see what's in there, just because I was looking for something. I went to a couple. The newspapers nowadays, they're not tech. They're something else. Unless someone's going to give me a good one, that would be helpful. Hey, feel free, shoot along. Google's post-cookie tech ad test face skepticism. Elon's skeptics face testing ready to unveil its Optimus robot. I'm waiting for Optimus Prime as a robot vehicle. Google at crisis. Project cancellation layouts on the way. That's not good. Go Virginia adds 1.2 million in grants to tech industry. Interesting. Just like to see if that goes up. How Lincoln became a place to overshare. Well, we're doing it now. It still is fun. Twitter expands. 3 ways bossware surveillance technology is turning back the management clock. Oh, God. I really don't believe you should be following your people. If you're following your people when they're not there, you're not looking at the future, and that's what they really need from their managers. All right. That's all I got tonight. So I'm going to jump back to just me, oh me. Here we go. And we're here. Hope you enjoyed our show tonight. Bubbles, do you want to be on the show? Here, give us a click. Here's a Bubbles. We need clicks. Bubbles is like, dude, I'm sorry, Bubbles. I wake you up. She was taking a bath. Messing with the cat. So, I hope you have a great evening. Great tomorrow. Hope we'll see what the Fed does tomorrow. Again, the Fed is coming out talking about whether or not they're going to hike rates again and see how that impacts the stock market. So who knows what that will be. And with that, I say good night. Say good night. And I will post a podcast version. By the way, thank you all. We hit 16,000 downloads. I think we upped 1,000 downloads in a month. So that's pretty awesome on our podcast. Appreciate that. And I'm going to send out. We almost have listeners in every state in the United States. I'll post a link on that, and I'll put some other stuff. But if you can share to those states that are missing, it would be really awesome to have listeners all throughout the United States and have the little map covered in. But as we all know, some places you can't tell who it is, or they don't log in, or whatever they don't do, so you don't get that data. But it's pretty cool that we are covering, have a listener at least in every state almost here in the States. And Africa is awesome because we're like going crazy in Africa. So that's cool. With that, I say we do parting music. We do good night as a note. We do our sound. And we say good night, everyone. Happy scrumming. See you in the morning every day. Less than 15-minute show. Talking about Scrum and Agile so you don't work crazy hours. I'm fighting the battle every day. And cool. Take care, everyone.